Morning. Not been out for ages. So, first one for a while. It's only a basic one. It's one I've not done for several years, but it's flat, relatively speaking. Just Carsington water, like an 8-mile loop all the way around the reservoir and back. So I've done it sort of anti-clockwise before a couple of times, and on bike a few times. But I'll come and give it another coat of looking at. So it's several years since we were last here. Not my usual terrain. I usually prefer a few hills, but I'll give it a whiz. Weather's a bit murky, a bit moist, but no rain forecast, but we are a little bit in the clouds. So we'll see how we go. I think the reservoir's still quite low. From the summer, it should be filling up again now, but what I've just seen of the banks, it's a lot lower than I've ever seen it before. But I'll say this will be quite full relative to what it were a few months ago. That'd be pretty much this sort of terrain as well, all the way around. It's a graded path pretty much all the way. So probably not a lot of exciting stuff to come across, but it is what it is. Main road is literally the other side of that wall. So you've got about a mile from the car park on this trail, but roadside, before it veers off around the far side there. Sheet wash car park, 1.6k a mile, so yeah, we're just a mile from the car. I think this, from memory, is about as hilly as it gets. Just undulations really, just as it goes around the shoreline. A few little ups and downs, but nothing to write home about. It's fairly quiet. I mean, it is midweek, so I mean that would probably explain it a little bit. Just past a signpost at that gate. Millfield car park, 5.3 kilometres, difficult route, or more difficult route. Obviously I weren't sure where Millfield car park was, but then it said Millfield car park, also 5.3 kilometres. Coastal, you know, as in shoreline. So I presume Millfields is the car park at the very far end, which is where I normally park, but I never knew the name of. But bear that in mind if I come again. Do the more difficult route. Be a relative term, I'm sure. So want to bear in mind if I come again. So a bit of a clearing. And you can see where the water line should be. Just about see the other shoreline at the moment. The visitor centre and everything is over on that side. But can't see anything of that as yet. But a little bit foggy and tree lines, etc. So doesn't aid visibility at the moment. There's the end of the more difficult route. Up there. So back on the one trail then, but looks of it. That's some ignorant folk about it. And you walk past people say, morning, you alright? Just totally blank you, walk past. Can't even nod your head about like, don't talk to strangers. It's not the most exciting terrain, but it makes a change to my usual jaunt. So you can't just about make out the far shoreline over there, and I'm not sure if there's an island here, I can't remember. Looks a bit like an island, or maybe it's an island because the water's low. We can only just make out a slightly darker shadow, so not much in the way of views, and not much in the way of terrain. And it's a nice enough basic, you know, reservoir trail basically. There's no real terrain on it. It's a nice little family walk, dog walk in summer, that sort of stuff. And we'll field of sheep and a stone bench, so fortunately I have to disturb the sheep side of it to go and have a look. A wooden bench carved out of a tree, cool. Alright ladies. Yeah. Sheep either side. One moved, other one's thought, stuff you, I'll stop him where I am. There's some further on near the other car park at this end, at the far end here. There's like a sort of bit of a cabin with some wood carved things in. I presume they're still there. I think it's quite a few years ago. Did it? Since I was here, but it had like a cabin with a piano and various other things carved out of trees and stuff. So it's been a while, so I'm not sure what's there now. But as I say, we shall find out in due course. I'm about 3 miles in, so about 5 to go. I think just here, or just up here, just here actually, there you go, here's a road. And the visitor centre is, I think, pretty much directly opposite. So if you come to the end of this road, which basically stops there because that's the shoreline, and then you just got to walk up here, I think 100 metres, and then the path cuts off to the right again. And I guess here's the path that kicks off to the right. Yep. 1 mile to the far end car park, and that's basically the turnaround point to go back the other way. Well, it's only a basic trail walk, but I can feel it back of my legs. I've not been out for a while, and you soon lose it. Get back hill fit again. Ooh, people. All that's done is took me off the path and put me back onto the path. So much for that theory. Must be a bit further along. Here's the split, I think. But of course there's this group in front of me, so they're going to get to the carvings and everything before I do. So I'll see how we go, unless I can overtake them quick style.
Have we finished your stop?
Not really, just I've not seen anybody out way, and then everybody arrives at the same time.
You always get little out. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Here, get on here, Ken. Where are you going, Kath? You're going up there? There's room on here. It's out, man. Come on, Ken. If you want to sit down, I'm not bothered. I'll stand up if you want to sit there. Somebody wants to. No, oh, play the piano. Oh, we're having a tune.
Here to go. You want it and I'll play it.
That worked very good, weren't it?
No, it's a bit flat. You know the piano's on my foot.
Coming out with all the cobwebs on it. That was the mob.
So I can just
Yeah, you can.
video on there.
Check telly and all. Look.
I've got that one.
Oh, somebody's nicked handset.
Just talk about bad timing. Like the target of the walk, really. Go and see what them carvings were. Literally got there at the same time as a group who were stopping there for dinner. But just up here, a couple 100 metres I think, is the far end car park. And then the sort of water tower and everything, and the long causeway taking you over towards the visitor centre. So this is more or less the far end when I get to this car park, and then it's all back from there. A split in the path. Both Cusset car parks are Reservoir Trail. Car park 200 metres. Find a bench. I'll have a cup of tea. Chap over at that cabin with them carvings said, "Oh, I don't know how you were warm enough with that on, just jumper on." And they were all coated up and everything. I ain't joking, I want to take my jumper off. I rate that one. Not cold. By a long shot. So we're about 5 mile in, I think. Thereabouts. 4.84 miles, but I had to restart the watch. So just under 5 mile, I guess. 3 mile to go. I think 2.5 kilometres, so about a mile and ish, mile and a half, mile and 3/4 to the visitor centre, which is way over yonder. There is a tower what sticks out the water here somewhere, I think a bit further around maybe, but I think you can normally see it from here, but not today. And we get a bit closer to it round there, so we'll be able to see something then. And normally I think the water comes up to the base of the tower, but I think the pylon it stood on should be exposed at the minute. We'll see. Cup of tea first and we'll cross that bridge when I get to it. And so this is the far point. So it's all back 2 kilometres to the visitor centre, so just have a 20-minute walk-ish, a bit more. A rock on a pole. A rock with a plaque on it. What's the plaque say? Carsington Water 1992, built to serve the people of the Midlands by Severn Trent Water. Yeah, that's it then. Back along this raised causeway, all the way back to the main visitors centre. There's the road below, the draw-off tower. And visitor centre and boat club and everything coming up. And then what you do is you go down this side up onto this bit of a peninsula here, and there was like a spiral, don't know what it is really, thing to walk up. I assume it's still there, we'll find out in due course. Alright, done with the causeway bit. Walking past the boat club, and then I think we come to the main car park and visitor centre, toilets, shops, etc. Carsington Sailing Club. Now the main car park, not many here. get past this picnic area and then take me onto that peninsula where this spiral thing used to be. And I'll give that a go to looking at. Sort of behind the visitors centre. Full of buyers. Look better from the air. A little bit moist for drones. Go on then, be rude not to. One. Didn't get a shot. Nearly. Just lost £1,000,000 touching it and yeah, a bit random. This little peninsula done, and back up round the other side of the visitors centre, and the path I want carries on along that way somewhere, and that should trail me over that neck of woods to the car park. Not sure quite how far as yet, probably another 1.5 miles, 2 miles I'd imagine. Path split just back there, it said bikes left, footpath right. So of course I've took the footpath right, it's only there's the split. but the right footpath literally just takes you to that high 2k to the car park once you stop on the right path. The split the path was from very random diversions. Post there, bikes this way, walking that way, and literally the walk is, and then it joins this path again. And that's happened, I don't know, probably 5 times along the walk. Another random path split. Graded path is literally there. Sheep Watch car park, 500 metres. I hide down there. Better not to. Bombing tower, RAF quadrant tower. 1940s and 50s, this area was used for bombing practice. The bombing tower dates back to the early 40s and was used by the RAF to plot drone bombs in the Henmore Valley. The target zone was situated on the opposite side of the reservoir near Fishtail Creek. Previously there were 2 towers connected by telephone. When the construction of the reservoir began, the corresponding tower was demolished and some of the site, including the target zone, is now beneath the water. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, don't remember seeing that last time I came, but it was a long time ago. It was there, like it's been there since 1940, so, but I don't recall seeing it. And I guess car park just come into view. 2 kilometre sign, find another one. But pretty much back to the start, so that's 2 kilometres from the visitor centre, and going clockwise round, I guess. Visibility is opening up a little bit now. I've done. Got the wind turbines over on the High Peak Trail. There's the edge of the car park. So I'm pretty much done. Figure out this parking malarkey now. It's one of them, it's got ANPR cameras you come in. So your first 15 minutes is free, and then I think 1 hour, 2 hour and all day. Well, of course you can't get around it in 2 hours. Not walking, you might do on a bike. But then you could jump from, you know, to the maximum price, and you pay on your way out. So it's one of them. I did have to drive around it because I ain't got any phone signal out down here, I don't think, and I ain't got the relevant app. So you can pay with the cash or card when you leave. So I presume it times you from your registration when you came in and out, etc. I can see a car from here. .55 miles, 2 hours 56 minutes.